we want to look at our timing, which has to do with actually the spacing. So right now, we do have some gaps in our art where the illusion of it falling and bouncing back up isn't as refined yet. So the first thing I want to do is apply the squash and stretch to our heart. So as the heart is falling, it's going to hit the ground. So here, once it lands on the ground, it jumps back up. So with this drawing here, we're going to go to the transform tool, tap on the scaling mode and choose freeform. Make sure our onion skin's enabled, and we're just going to use this top handlebar and squish it like that. So that now it bounces back up. So with that slight adjustments, let's see how that looks. Now, the other thing to help with the spacing is where these first three images are. They are still quite far apart. So I'm going to move my third drawing just a little closer to the first one, and the fifth one just a little closer. That way, the image is a bit smoother. There we go. And to make that adjustment, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to move that up and move that up. In preview. And one more spacing or timing we could do is there is a gap for 2 seconds here. So we could experiment with stretching this to be 3 frames, drop this one down to 1. Same for this, drop down to 1. And use the handlebar to drop 3. That's looking really good. So we still have a bit of a gap there. So with our drawings, we do have these handlebars as I just demonstrated. And these handlebars allow us with the Apple Pencil, have to be careful because it does do weird things. Once I quickly press and move the handlebars over, I can extend drawings to be either 2 frames, 3 frames, or 4 frames. Holding it for 3 just allows our eyes to see it a little longer before it jumps to the next one. Now, we can tap these empty ones and delete, and then see how this looks. So now by eliminating those space gaps, the animation looks really smooth and bouncy. Now, one more thing we can do, just to add to that squash and stretch, is the fact that the heart is falling down with a bit of momentum. So to demonstrate this, I could choose which drawing to stretch. So let's go with drawing 3 to stretch it a little bit. Same with 5. And then here at 7th drawing, and then it lands. Let's see how that looks. Now to reverse that, I could bring this back to maybe a midpoint with a stretch. Or another way to do this would be, let's undo those. Delete frame. It's falling, but here, because it's at the peak of the fall, it could be a bit stretched here. And I am noticing that things are not quite aligned, so I'm just going to readjust that now. It's subtle, but the heart with that stretch gives that motion. And we could do the same for when the heart bounces up here, stretch. With those subtle changes, our heart now has a little more life to it. And we can now change our end loop. So I am noticing that the heart isn't quite aligned in the endless loop. And one way we could do that is to copy slash drawing and put it after. We can make adjustments. So what that will do is make it look like a slight arch to its bounce. Now we've added squash and stretched, adjusted the timing and spacing of our drawings to bring more life.